From the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Stephen Nehrenz.
Well, it certainly has been an unusually stormy July, and guess what? It just kind of won't leave us alone from a storm chance standpoint here. Here's a look from Bartlesville as you've had this big anvil cloud kind of roll over, shelf cloud as well. Bob Roloff is just west of town. You can see that same kind of deal there. Again, really impressive shelf cloud out ahead of it. And Von Caster's further to the west. He's west of Pawhuska coming towards Burbank. You can see the structure of this storm here. He's getting out ahead of the particular cell that could have some extremely large hail heading into western Osage County. We're going to talk to these guys in just a second, but I want to show you radar first, then we'll go back to their shots here. So here's the current look at severe thunderstorm warnings. Two kind of clusters of storms. This is the big hail producer, Granola. This is coming in right now. There is the potential for baseball-sized hail with this storm in Granola right now. 4-acre Scheidler that you're up next here in the next few minutes. Now this cell in northeastern Osage County, they'll approach Pawhuska and then eventually down towards Bartlesville, Hula, Copan Lakes, and then Caney and Coffeyville. This is more wind producer, but there could be some large hail that just rolled from Independence to Coffeyville as well. So that's dropping to the south and east. This is the hail kind of detector indicator on radar. And again, it's an estimate, so it may be not 100% to what the size is here, but we sure have been seeing signs with this cell of 2 to 3 inch diameter hail, which again would be baseball size hail, if not maybe even larger in 1 or 2 spots. So Granola, again, this is coming in right now. 4-acre about 12:29, so that's 10 minutes from now. Scheidler 12:36, Burbank at about 12:49, and that's Vaughn's out ahead of that, and he'll be able to intercept that and tell us just how big that hail is. But we are concerned that that could be a damaging hail producer moving into northwestern Osage County. Now again, this cell, you can see where Bob is, just on the west side of Bartlesville, from Pawhuska to Bartlesville, Copan, Dewey, Coffeyville. This is dropping to the south and east a little quicker at about 40 to 45 miles per hour. So Barnsdall to Oshaleta and then Delaware to Nowata. You guys are kind of up next here in about the next 15 minutes as this cell drops to the east. Again, anywhere you see kind of the brighter reds around Copan and Dewey, that's where there is the potential for some 50 to 60 mile an hour winds. We've been seeing some 40, 45 mile an hour wind gusts popping up on the Mesnet sensor near Copan, and radar is indicating winds a lot higher than that. So we got to watch that carefully. Here's the track on kind of that second core as it drops to the south and east. Lenape 12:26, Oshaleta at about 12:32, and it'll keep going from there. So let's check in with the trackers really quick here. Von Caster, again, out ahead of that cell, but boy, you can see the structure of that, Vaughn, as it's dropping south heading towards you.
Yeah, I'm on highway. To go north on highway 11. I think it's 11. Anyway, 18. I'm sorry. Yes, it has a very impressive shelf cloud with it. It does have reported a baseball-sized hail. Not sure about the winds, but I'm sure they're pretty strong in there, Stephen. So as soon as we get up with the storm, we'll get back with you. Back to you. All
right, Vaughn, appreciate it very much. And then Bob Roloff, kind of the west side of Bartlesville. Bob, what kind of winds are you getting?
We have gotten about 35, 40 mile an hour winds right now. I'll focus a little bit over to the right here on the trees. You can see them blowing. This line is just getting ready to enter Bartlesville. The view is looking from Highway 60 back east into the city of Bartlesville. So we should expect heavy rain and strong winds here very shortly. Back to you.
All right, Bob, appreciate it. Appreciate both of these guys. We'll be checking back in with them before the show is up because, again, it's, with Bob's shot, and especially as you saw with Vaughn's, that hail producer is going to be approaching him pretty soon. So western Osage County, major hail threat here from Granola to 4-acre to Scheidler and Burbank, and then a damaging wind threat, maybe some hail as well around Bartlesville, Copan right now, and then up towards Coffeyville. Again, Coffeyville, that could have some hail. And on this radar view, I just want to show you all this little light green coming towards Tulsa, over towards Pryor, Veneta. Those are the anvil clouds blowing out ahead of these storms. You can actually get lightning strikes out of those anvil clouds. So even way out ahead of the storms, Pryor and Veneta, even here in Tulsa, be aware there could be a rogue lightning strike or two. Severe thunderstorm watch goes until 5 o'clock this afternoon as these storms drop south and east. Damaging wind, large hail are the main threats. They're moving fast enough that the flooding threat should remain low, but if they slow down, the flooding threat could pick up. Of course, as the clouds roll in, that's going to help the temperatures out, obviously, to the north. Hot and humid weather to the south, and we do have a heat advisory in effect this afternoon. Heat index values are already going over 100 south of Tulsa. The heat advisory will probably be trimmed for our northern counties where obviously you're getting the cool down, but out ahead of these storms, because they're very limited in coverage, right? Out ahead of those storms, everyone else still hot and humid. So those will drop south this afternoon. They may weaken with time. We could see some redevelopment behind them later today into this evening. That's a little bit uncertain, but again, that's kind of the main cluster of storms that's dropping to the south right now. Now, after today, even with storms today, heat really cranks up tomorrow and Wednesday. Just a quick update on the 7-day. Be prepared. Tomorrow, Wednesday, triple-digit highs, heat index values over 110. The good news is we've got another cold front showing up by the end of the week. Again, we're tracking those severe thunderstorms in Osage and Washington County.